People who stuck with their partners during hard times. Where are you now? Met my wife at a football tournament. I was there as a referee and she worked in a tent as a match coordinator. So between our matches, we spent a lot of time in that tent talking, and we decided to meet up again when I was back home, roughly 600 kilometers away from the tournament. The very day that she would come visit me, I crashed my motorcycle into the side of a truck while going 70 kilometers per h, so my mom had to call her and tell her not to come. She was just about to board the train. I was in intensive care for about 2 weeks, but after that got placed in a regular ward and she called me every day just to talk and keep me company as I was unable to walk. It took me 4 months to get back to walking and about 4 years before I was free of constant pain. So during that time, I couldn't complete physical tests to continue as a referee, and I lost a career I had built from the age of 12. With that, I also lost all of my social circles as they were all connected to my career. The single most impactful moment was after a surgery for compression syndrome, basically the muscles strangling themselves from internal bleeding, on my calf. The doctor doing the rounds asked how I was doing, and I told him I was still in pain even after the surgery, like 2 days after, and he said that was weird and that I should have been free of pain. He went to check the journal and found that they had only opened 3/4 valves in the legs, even though you'd normally open all 4. So I asked if they could just rip the stitches and do it correctly. He said, no, it's too late now, and I asked, what does that mean? He informed me that it's either going to heal by itself or it's going to turn into chronic pain. Then he just left to continue his rounds. I was left there with a million questions running in my mind, stuck in that hospital bed, unable to move even to go to the bathroom, and felt more and more panicked over the thought of having chronic pain at 22 years old. At that very moment, my now wife called me and I broke down crying instantly. She got a bit insecure and asked if she called me at a bad time, but I just said that she called me at the exact moment I needed her the most. She came to visit about 3 months after the accident and pushed me around in a wheelchair and took care of me. She accidentally pushed me into a pothole while watching a particularly ugly building in my hometown. I like to remind her about that from time to time, but all in all, she was a good caretaker. I lost my entire old life in that accident, but it also enabled me to rebuild a life in her hometown, starting fresh with her, and it really paid out. I found a new passion, and she supported me through thick and thin. She's currently asleep in bed with our 2 lovely kids. We have celebrated 13 years together this year,